There's always some bull in the way. Do you know what I mean? Look.
So what's exactly the situation with this car?
It's coming up with an air mass meter issue.
Okay.
So at the moment, I've got to prove that it's bad. Wires. We could take this plug apart a little bit and look, but I just want to do something like this. I'm going to gently, not push on this too much. So, is the ignition on?
Yeah.
Right.
Now are you looking for resistance?
No, voltage. Go to the next one. Alright, one. It's got 5 volts there. 5 volts there. 5 volts there as well. Now this one should be the ground then. Nothing. So now we're going to. Now you put that on the negative. Oh, the positive, I mean. Switch it now. Right now, I'm going to check here, see if this is ground. Look at that. See that? Mm-hmm. See, I've switched it. So, what does that tell you? First of all, it tells you that the ground is good. Going to that. Alright, now switch it. Back to there. Now we go to here. Okay, there's 5 volts there, 5 volts there. Now, I am a little bit rusty on the 4-wire M.A.S meter, so I'd have to refer to the book and find out if it's a pull down or pull up circuit. Alright? But what we've done there, we know by doing a simple check that the wires are not broken. Okay? So we don't need to get the plug apart. One of these wires, if I could back probe it, will disappear when I plug it in. Did you notice that I did the lives first?
Yeah.
And once I found out that one of them wasn't, there's always some bull in the way. Do you know what I mean? Look, it's bull. I really, you know, all I wanted to do was take the bloody sensor out and have a look, but no, I've got to go here and risk cutting my hand up with some.
So the engine had a bad air knock and it was just the sensor.
Well,
the mass airflow sensor.
It's looking that way.
It was idling rough.
Now, what are you about to check? If the sensor's good, then we're
going to see if it's a hot wire style sensor. We're going to see if it's possible to clean it.
hot wire style sensor.
Hot wire, yeah, I hope it isn't.
Sorry, Carl, I don't mean to get on your way. Taking away from your education.
It is a hot wire style. Oh, look, there's some oil on that.
Is there?
You know? It might have. Look, there's a sign there. Look, it's got a residue of oil on there, which is affecting how the sensors. Basically, It's when we say hot wire, it is a hot wire type. So what it is, it heats up,
yeah,
and depending on how much air passes through the wire,
right,
affects the resistance. And the engine computer can tell because of how cool the hot wire gets, how much air's entering the engine. Now there is signs of a bit of oil on there. Okay, we saw that, didn't we? It had a residue on there. It shouldn't have that. So I spill oil on this engine. So where did this? How did it get in there? Maybe it just down brake cleaner. That's all it is.
So what now? We're gonna spray the sensor with what?
We're gonna spray it with this.
With air mass cleaner, right?
Yeah.
Very standard procedures.
Because there was a residue of oil on here, And I can't see that this sensor's bad. It's not really an old car,
Right.
you know. So, and on some of the older cars, you can see a build-up of dust, and that would also make the sensor run incorrect.
But all is good, or? What, when you're looking at a sensor, what is it exactly that you're checking for to
Well,
see?
on these ones, you're looking at any dirt on that hot wire in the middle.
Okay.
Okay, we didn't see any, but there was a residue of oil on it. So what does that tell you? It means that it sucked up some oil, and some oil's got on the resistor or the hot wire. Yeah, and it could affect how the sensor's working. So let's put it back in. So when you're doing these tests on these sensors,
Right.
you've got to know how to test them properly. I mean, if you're training somebody, you tell them what not to do, so they know. Like you're pretty free to do a lot of tests and probe things. Never power probe a sensor.
Meaning?
Meaning put power to them unless you don't know what the hell you're doing. There are times when you can do it, and on Paul Danner's videos, he does it. He puts a live wire to the mass airflow meter and does this with it. He taps on it to give it different pulsing and watches how the engine's running if you've got a bad one. And I did that on a Volkswagen Bora, and sure enough, it worked. And then I got a new air mass meter for it the next day, and it ran like a top after. The car run good. But they're not always failing. They're actually, for the most part, they're pretty. I don't see a lot of problems.
So at this point, you're fitting the sensor back?
Yeah, I'm gonna fit it back in.
And what's the next step?
Start the car up and see if it runs better.
So what was exactly that you said this is a price tool you can only get in America?
Yeah, I call this the Husky tool, right? It's obviously a tool made by the tool manufacturer Husky. You can get it from a warehouse store called Home Depot, and yeah, it's excellent. Just look at that. It's got a ratchet left and right on there. And look at the length of it. It's extremely short in length. That means you can get into really hard to reach places with it. And you can switch up, you can put a Phillips, a flat tip. I'm using it with probably a 20 Torx.
And you can't find these in Europe?
No.
Well,
Not, you can, but they're not as slimline as this. You can sell them to the Brits. Sure enough, he got his wife to order 10 of them. He got them to Germany. He went round the hangar and they were all sold. The Brits bought them. Right, so let's see it in action. Look, I've got a screw here, which is typical on modern cars. You just can't get in there. So watch this. You just got to, look, you can get the Husky tool just in there. See that?
yeah.
Watch that.
Wow.
Wow, look at that.
And
imagine
look at
trying
that.
to get a screwdriver in there.
That's an orgasmic experience for a mechanic, huh?
That's it. Right, now we're going to put the cover back on. Yep, it's back in. Now we've cleaned the sensor. Is it going to run better? Let's do it like this. I was going to clear it, yeah. Should we clear it? Let's clear the code. So could you pass my scan tool so I'll put it away. Plug that back in. Excuse me, Mary, I'm going to have to go in here. There you go. So I'm using the Maxidas DS708 from China. Everything's made in China though. Is able to scan a lot of different makes, all of them.
So it's a pretty good one.
It's okay. Yes, it's a good one. But a lot of scan tools, they make empty promises of what they can and can't do.
Right.
That's why shops like us, we have more than one. You know?
Nice. That's okay.
Yeah.
So that's always a good pro tip there. If you're able to get more than one scanner, that'd be your best bet.
So you can see all the makes. This is a BMW. No, I'm not going to BMW on this particular job. I'm going to go to OBD, Global OBD2. That's what I'm going to do. I could go BMW, but we're only interested in the engine, and I'm going here. Let's see. It has to go through all the protocols to find the right one, but last time it did it pretty quick. There it is. It's the first protocol on this. It found it straight away. So we're going to go codes found 1. Okay. I don't know why it says that module with a $sign, but it's basically 2 modules you can go to. Like we can go read codes, stored codes. We've got the m.a.s airflow circuit, so we're going to delete that because we've been there and we've looked at it. So we're going to go escape, erase codes, yes, done. Okay, so now we go read codes again, just to make sure that it's not there. No codes are stored in the module. Right, you go okay, escape, escape. I want to check this one, this module here. Read codes, store codes, what was it? No codes, right, it's clear. Let's start it up and see how the engine runs. It's not running good. It's running really bad.
It was running better without the sensor.
Alright, Carl, disconnect the sensor, see? Is that disconnected? You're right.
So
All
now
of a
it's
sudden,
been disconnected.
It's disconnected now. So what the engine's doing is it's making a calculation from the other sensors, and it knows there's a problem with the m.a.s meter because we disconnected the plug.
Exactly.
So it seems like the calculation's better. So I like to think that the sensor's okay.
Yeah.
And we have to prove that it's bad.
Exactly.
All right. So it's looking like the sensor's not right on this one. So
let's see that compared to the no sensor.
right, this is the engine running with the sensor disconnected. Right, Carl, could you
give it some gas?
Right, now plug back in the m.a.s.
Instantly. Funny.
Yeah.
So that's it, order it up.
Yeah.
New sensor.
Yeah.